So this football slider, okay, so all it is on center grip, okay? On center grip, two seam right here. You go four seam, you can go the horseshoe. But I like having the thumb on the side as high as possible, and you just squeeze it tight, okay? So everything's a fastball here, and then you still like a football. Look at that. Throw it like a football. See the football tilt? And then it's stiff wrist all the way, okay? That's all it is. Football stiff wrist on center grip. That's what major leaguers know. That's what they know inside the lines. They're not going to say the Roger Beshens football slider. They call it the football slider because in May 2018, I got so many guys throwing it that Major League Baseball contacted me, and they were asking who I taught and all this other stuff. There was another guy who was a feeder in the ESPN, said I was the source behind the slider revolution. And when you really think about it, I'm the reason for the football slider revolution in Major League Baseball. It started in May 2018. I didn't create this football slider. There were a select few over the years that threw it, but they didn't tell anyone. They weren't going to tell anyone, just like I did for 30, 40 years there, okay? So if you go think about 2017, who were the best slider pitchers? Andrew Miller, Brad Hand, you had Corbin and Romo. They weren't helping their teammates. They weren't telling people how to throw it for obvious reasons, right? Now, in 2022, you have 500 guys throwing the slider as good or better than Andrew Miller and Brad Hand. Look at those guys now, man. Brad Hand and all those guys, they know what's going on. They're like, shoot, man, someone got that word out, right? Throw like a football stiff wrist. And Brad Hand's the two. He does it, Andrew Miller does it four seam like that, and Brad Hand's two seam. They know it's football stiff wrist. Okay, so why does DeGrom, how does he throw a 93-mile-an-hour slider? Well, he knows the football slider, okay? Because when he threw the traditional slider, he was off center, and he threw it only 88. I hate the traditional slider. I learned the football slider in 7th grade. I never even wanted to throw this pitch. Look how ugly this is. Off center. I don't care how your tilt is. I don't want to be off center. When you're on center like this and have that tilt, you have command. You can throw it harder. It's devastating like this, man. And you can just throw. These guys that throw 100 pitches a game, I recommend you throwing 60, 65 football sliders, man. Why does Bieber and C short arm the ball? Exclusively for the football slider. Think about that. Giolito does it too. Look at this, man. So here's the fastball, short arming it. You just look at the difference. Look at this. You can't tell. The hitter can't tell. Hitter can't tell there. And you can do it from all arm angles, man. You can look at this. You can tick all these different ways. Here's fastball, football slider. Fastball, football slider. By the way, the BS that came out about the gyro ball and the sweeper, that's my football slider. My football slider has the same grip and tilt from this arm angle and this arm angle. They call this the sweeper and this the gyro. It's BS. I just proved it to you right there. Why did Matt Blake and Ethan Katz get hired, and what did they teach? Matt Blake is the pitching coach for the Yankees. Ethan Katz, the White Sox. Where were they in May 2018? They didn't know the Roger Beshens football slider. They got hired the next year. You ask the White Sox pitchers, the Yankee pitchers, you know they're being told to like a football stiff wrist on center grip. Okay, that's what they're teaching. Okay, how about why is the curveball and slider now? Why does it have the same shape? Have you noticed the curveball and slider has the same shape now? That wasn't happening before the football slider. Okay. So guess what? My football slider is held on center. The curveball is held on center. The curveball and football slider are tilted this way, right? So the curveball, all they're doing is rolling the wrist, and the football slider is stiff wrist. Same shape, right? It's going to have the same shape because they have the same tilt. My football slider and curveball are the exact same thing other than wrist action. Stiff wrist, football slider, roll, wrist curve. Can you imagine John Smoltz on the